I still remember the exact moment I knew. Not because she told me, not because I saw a message, but because of a smell. A smell that didn't belong in my marriage. And in that moment, I realized the woman I trusted with my life had already destroyed it. What she didn't know, I wasn't going to scream. I wasn't going to beg. I was going to make sure everyone paid. If you've ever been betrayed by someone you trusted more than anything, if you've ever wanted justice, not just closure, then hit that like button, subscribe, and get ready. Because this story isn't just about cheating, it's about control, power, and the kind of revenge that ruins lives. We weren't perfect, but we were solid. At least, that's what I believed. We had a 22-month-old son, a home I bought before we got married, a routine, a life, a future that felt safe. And after everything we'd both been through in past relationships, trust issues, lies, heartbreak, we had one rule. Always stay connected. Always communicate, no matter where we were. So when she told me she was going out of town for one night with coworkers, I didn't think much of it. 3 hours away, a Christmas party, a hotel stay. Normal. Her boss would be there too, a guy I trusted. A guy who had literally asked me for permission before offering her a job. A married man, successful, CEO of a big construction company. I shook his hand once, looked him in the eye. I thought I knew who he was. I was wrong. That night, something felt off. It started small. No texts, no updates, no "I made it safely." Hours passed. I told myself not to overthink it. Maybe she was just busy. But my chest felt tight, like something inside me was trying to warn me, and I didn't want to listen. So I checked her location, and that's when the story she told me started to fall apart. She said bowling alley, dinner, bar, then back to the hotel. I went to bed around 10. But her location? It kept moving. Inside the hotel, back and forth, long past 10 p.m. My stomach dropped. When she got home the next day, she smiled, acted normal, too normal. That fake softness in her voice, the kind that feels rehearsed. We ended up in bed, and that's when it hit me. That smell. Faint but unmistakable. Rubber. Latex, a condom. My body went cold. Because here's the thing, we never used condoms, not once. But I knew that smell. And in that moment, something inside me snapped into focus. I didn't confront her right away. I needed proof. So later, I asked to see her phone. She hesitated, just for a second, but it was enough. I went through everything. Nothing obvious. No messages, no flirting, no suspicious texts. Too clean. And that's when I noticed it. Her boss's messages. Gone. Deleted. Not archived. Not hidden. Gone. I waited a few days. Watched her. Studied her. The way she avoided eye contact sometimes. The way she over-explained small things. Then I showed up at her office, unannounced. I need to know the truth. She denied everything. Flat, calm, controlled. It was just normal. You're overthinking. So I turned toward the door. I'll go ask him. That's when her voice cracked. Wait. Silence filled the room. There was some flirting, she said quietly. He apologized after. It was inappropriate. I deleted the messages so it wouldn't cause problems. I stared at her, because that explanation, it made everything worse. So I pushed. Then show me the messages. She hesitated again. I can't, they're deleted. Then have him send them. An hour later, my phone rang. It was him. Calm, professional, apologetic. I crossed a line. I flirt sometimes. I shouldn't have. I apologized and deleted the messages because my wife checks my phone. Convenient. Too convenient. Two people, same story, no proof. And yet, everything in me screamed the same truth. They didn't just flirt. They slept together. The next few days were hell. No sleep, no peace, just questions. Images in my head I couldn't turn off. Her with him, in that hotel, while I was at home, with our son. Trusting her, loving her. Finally, I broke her. Argument after argument, silence after silence, until I made a promise. I won't ruin your job. I won't ruin his marriage. Just tell me the truth. She looked at me, eyes filled with fear and guilt, and then she nodded. Yes. That one word destroyed everything. But here's the part no one expects. We didn't separate immediately. We stayed in the same house, same routines, same life. Except now, it was all fake. She became perfect, overly kind, overly loving, constant reassurance. It was a mistake. It meant nothing. I love you. It'll never happen again. And I played along. I nodded, pretended to believe her, smiled when I had to, but inside, I was done. I wasn't trying to save the marriage anymore. I was planning. Because now, I had something. Leverage. She admitted it, on camera, clear, undeniable. And her boss, a married CEO, reputation, status, everything to lose. And he had no idea what was coming. I had options. Expose them both. Send a video to his wife. Destroy his career. Or use him. And that's when it clicked. Why go nuclear when I could make him help me? So I called him. Calm. Controlled. We worked things out, I said. Silence on the other end. Then relief. I'm glad. I'm really sorry, man. I smiled. Yeah, me too. But what he didn't hear was the shift in my voice, because in that moment, he thought it was over. I knew it was just beginning. A few days later, I met him, face to face. He looked nervous, guilty, trying to act composed. I just want to move forward, he said. I leaned forward. You're going to help me. His face changed. What? I want her out of my house, clean, no drama, and I want this divorce easy. Silence. And if you don't, I paused. Let it sink in. I sent everything to your wife. His jaw tightened. You wouldn't. I slid my phone across the table, played the video. Her voice filled the silence. Confession, clear, final. His face drained of color. He agreed. Of course he did. Because men like him, they don't care about loyalty. They care about consequences. Within weeks, things started moving, fast. She found a new place. He helped financially. Legal processes became smooth. No fights, no delays, no resistance. It was like everything just worked, because behind the scenes, he was making sure it did. And then came the last decision. His wife. The one person who didn't know. I had her number. I had the proof. I could end his world, the same way he ended mine. I stared at my phone for a long time, thumb hovering over the screen. And then I put it down. Because here's the truth no one talks about. Revenge isn't always about destruction. Sometimes it's about control. And I already had it. In the end, I didn't need to ruin him, because he was already living in fear. Every day, every notification, every glance from his wife, wondering, is this the moment everything falls apart? That's the kind of prison you don't escape. And me? I got my house, my son's stability, a clean break, and the satisfaction of knowing The man who thought he could take from me ended up working for me. Some people think revenge is loud, explosive, messy, but the most powerful kind is quiet, calculated, and leaves the other person wondering when it's going to hit. If this story had you on edge, hit that like button and tell me in the comments, what would you have done? Exposed him or played it smart? And if you want more stories like this, where karma doesn't just knock, it kicks the door in, make sure you subscribe, because the next story might be even crazier.